Welcome to another No BS review, where there will be no filler or BS of any kind, just the information you want to know about this vehicle. Thank you to my members for helping support this content. On today's installment, we'll be looking at the M1A1 Click-Bait, a rank 7 battle rating 11.7 pack premium main battle tank in the American tech tree. This pack costs $70 and comes with 20 days of premium and 2,500 golden eagles. This vehicle is mostly identical to the tech tree M1A1 HC, aside from some aesthetic differences such as its iconic lawn chair. This includes the rather useful roof-mounted electro-optical active protection system, which helps it defend against ATGMs. The Clickbait is reasonably well protected for an 11.7 MBT, with its turret cheeks at least being frontally immune to pretty much any kinetic penetrator you might encounter. Also, you're not seeing that wrong, one side has about 100mm or so more protection than the other. Its hull, meanwhile, will be able to stop some dart rounds it can encounter in a down tier, but the really hot ones are still going to punch right through its hull armor. In terms of chemical protection, pretty much any spot covered with composite armor will be heat-proof. Looking at side armor, there's nothing too special here, with the Clickbait having some resistance against autocannon fire and lighter shape charge warheads. There are, however, two huge weak spots common to all Abrams, which you should be aware of. The first is the driver's port, which is very large and very conspicuous and provides only about 60mm of protection. Due to its position right dead center on the front of the vehicle, it's both very easy to hit and has a nasty habit of spraying shrapnel onto all of your crew. There's also the Abrams' very exposed turret ring, which will make the Clickbait vulnerable to being penned from even 30mm autocannons from any angle or direction. It can at least be said that this thing has a lot of internal volume though, so it's not too common to be killed in one shot. While its protection may have some flaws, the Clickbait's firepower, on the other hand, cuts no corners. Its main round, the M829A2, actually has more penetration than many of the top 12.0 MBTs of some nations. Backed up with a 5-second reload, this basically makes the Clickbait top of its class. It also has a very respectable 40 degrees per second turret traverse and 10 degrees of gun depression. Do be aware that it only gets Gen 1 thermals though, which puts it at a definite disadvantage for situational awareness on large open maps. Despite its enormous size and weight, the Clickbait is actually pretty mobile, with a 42 mph max speed and a 24.8 horsepower to ton power-weight ratio. It also has a solid 24 mph reverse speed. Still, this is a very chunky vehicle, so don't expect any miracles. The Clickbait has an absolutely stacked lineup to run along with it, with 3 main battle tanks, 2 light tanks, and the ADATS, which is really more of an anti-everything vehicle than an SPAA, all at 11.7. In terms of cast, the Premium Harrier Night Attack and the F-111F will be your best picks. As you can probably guess, being solid in terms of mobility, firepower, and protection, there is very little the Clickbait can't do. Rushing, brawling, or even just playing completely brain dead are all viable strategies, since when you're flinging around dart rounds that are this hot at such a high rate of fire, it's very difficult to go wrong. Compared to its primary rivals, the T80U-E1 and the Leopard 2A4M, the Clickbait is very clearly the winner in terms of firepower, and as I stated earlier, even ranks above many end-of-the-line 12.0 MBTs in this department. While the Leopard is a bit better on open maps due to its better power-to-weight ratio and Gen 3 thermals, and the T80 generally is a bit better at brawling due to its much stronger hull armor, the Clickbait occupies an arguably more desirable middle ground, being able to still accomplish pretty much any role relatively comfortably. Conversely, the Leopard's worse armor and the T80's worse main gun and gun handling tend to be very detrimental to their performance when engaged in brawling or long-range gunnery, respectively. Overall, the Clickbait is an extremely solid MBT. Its excellent firepower alone would make it good, but the fact that it's also pretty decent in basically every other department really makes it quite outstanding. There are a few important caveats I should mention though. Do be aware, especially if you play on the North American server, that American teams are going to be absolutely filled to the brim with complete noobs, so don't expect your win rate to be particularly high. Also, in the protection department, just due to how large this vehicle is without having very strong hull armor, you're going to be very easy to cripple even if it's not necessarily super easy to one-shot you. There's also the turret ring weak spot, which makes dealing with SPAAs and IFVs a lot more painful than it ought to be. Still, I think the Clickbait is an extremely great vehicle overall. I found it very forgiving and had no problem succeeding even when playing pretty much brain dead. Overall rating 8.5 out of 10. That's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the playlist in the description for more vehicle reviews such as this one, and I'll see you guys next time.